Hey besties, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a fat minute, but hopefully that will change in 2026. Today I am going to do the 26 books I would like to read in 2026. This is just what it sounds like, but I am copping out a little bit because some of them are series that I want to read. Like, it's like the whole series, so it's definitely more than 26 books, but whatever, it's fine. So I kind of have them ordered like by genre, and then at the end all the series I want to read. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and enjoy. So the first book I want to read is Cowboy Casual by Renee. This book is a second chance, small town, cowboy, single dad romance. Literally, what more could you ask for? Nothing. In this book, it's been 10 years since Blair, our FMC, broke Colt, our MMC's heart. But now Blair's back working at her grandma's strawberry farm, and I think their love is going to blossom again. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book. I am very excited to read this book, and I think I'm going to read it in February for Valentine's Day. The next book I have is After I Do by Jenkins Reid. This is about Lauren and Ryan, whose marriage is on the rocks. So they decide to take a year break to see if they can fall in love again. The only rule for this year is that they are not allowed to contact each other. I'm very excited. This book has been on my physical TBR for a fat minute. Up next is Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is about Harriet and Wynne. They are the perfect couple. However, they broke up and didn't tell their best friends. So now they are on a trip together with their friends, and they're sharing a bedroom. I assume they'll probably fall in love again. This will be my second Emily Henry book. I read Book Lovers this year, but my mom has read a couple of her other books, so I'm very excited to see what the Emily Henry hype is about, and hopefully just in general read more of her books this year. The fourth book is Long After We're Gone by Terah Shelton Harris. This is a story about four siblings, and when their father passes away, he tells them not to let the white man take the house. The development company that is trying to take the house from them wants to turn their house into a luxury resort. But the siblings have to work through their own secrets while trying to save the family estate. I would classify this as more general fiction, and it is one of my goals this year to read more general fiction. For number 5, I have The Academy by Elin Hilderbrand and her daughter Shelby Cunningham. This is a book that takes place at Tiffin Academy. One by one, blind items start popping up through an app, and no one is safe. So I've never read an Elin Hilderbrand book. I love an academy setting, juicy gossip, sign me up. So then up next I have Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. On Halloween night, Jet is attacked and suffers a critical head injury, and the doctor's certain that she's gonna die within the week. So with her last week to live, she takes it upon herself to solve her own murder. I love Holly Jackson. If Holly Jackson has no fans, I am dead. I have very high hopes for this book. I am very excited for this book. This is her first entry into adult mystery thriller, so I'm very excited to see kind of how she's evolved her writing into a more adult setting. And I also think the concept is just so cool. I've never read a story about someone who tries to solve their own murder. And then for book number 7 is Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is also Stephanie Garber's first entry into adult. This book is a magical fantasy about Holland St. James. She is a grad student who believes in magic and is uncovering a hidden world through her secret folklore class. I'm very excited. I did hear though that this is going to be a series, so I think it leaves out on a cliffhanger, which I did not know when this book was first released. I have loved all of Stephanie Garber's other works, so I'm hoping that this world feels just as magical as Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart. Sorry if you can see my ring light in my glasses, that's kind of annoying. For number 8, we have If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. In this book, Oliver is one of 7 young actors studying Shakespeare, and one day one of the 7 is found dead. The remaining 6 are trying to convince everyone, including the cops, that they're blameless. Now, flash forward, Oliver is released from prison after serving 10 years for the murder, and the detective who's about to retire wants to know what really happened. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. I have a couple more dark academia vibe books that I cannot wait to read, and I think maybe I'll read them more around fall when it's getting a little spooky, a little cozy. Continuing on the dark academia train, we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is about Alex Stern, who's a freshman at Yale with the unique ability to see ghosts, and he joins a secret society named Ninth House to monitor the dangerous magic practiced by Yale's other elite societies. I'm very excited. I have read the Shadow and Bone trilogy by her. I did not read Six of Crows though. And then what I would say is kind of the last dark academia vibed book is The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. So this is about 6 uniquely talented magicians who were chosen to compete for 5 spots in the secretive, powerful Alexandrian society. This book is also very beautiful. There's like pictures of the characters. I have heard, I think that this book is all vibes, no plot, question mark. And I love vibes. This is another one that has been sitting on my shelf for a long time. So I'm excited to hopefully finally get to it. And I think there are a couple other ones. I think there's the Atlas Paradox and the Atlas something also in this. So maybe I'll pick up those too. Keeping on the fantasy train, we have All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donnell. This is about a teen in Ireland who discovers that she can read tarot cards. After she reads for her ex-best friend ends up going missing. So then Maeve, our main character, must use her new magical connection to help find her ex-best friend. I have not really heard anyone talk about this book. It's been another one that's been sitting on my shelves for a little bit. Again, another beautiful, stunning book. And I also do believe this is a series. I'm not sure if this one ends on a cliffhanger or what, but I feel like I've never read a book like this. For book number 12, I have Phantasma by Kaylie Smith. This is a dark fantasy romance where our main character must enter a deadly competition to save her sister, and she faces trials and temptations, all while dealing with family debt and her own OCD. This I am very excited for. It kind of sounds like an adult version of Caraval, and I love Caraval. It is one of my favorite series, so I'm very excited. I did hear that the second book is even better than the first. I need a new word besides excited. Number 13, I have The Behemoth Alchemized by SenLinYu. This is about Helena, who is a former alchemist with amnesia, who is a prisoner of war. She's fighting to survive and recover her fragmented memories, which hold the key to the rebellion's secrets, all while dealing with trauma and an intense relationship with her captor. If you don't know, this book is the traditionally published version of Manacled. I've never read Manacled, but I am very excited. She is a behemoth of a book. I think it's 1,024 pages, so I'm scared. And people seem to come out changed afterwards. And I mean, I don't know how you couldn't after 1,024 pages, but I'm scared. She's also very heavy. Fun fact, I broke my wrist in September and I was in a cast for 2 months and then a brace. And I currently, as of December 31st when I am filming this, I'm not allowed to lift more than 5 pounds, and this book kind of hurts my wrist. It might be over 5 pounds, but I'm very excited. I don't know what to expect, and I think that might be what's best. I love to go into books blind. That is just how I function. Okay, now I have a couple of new releases. I only have 4, but whatever. Up first for the number 14 book is In Her Own League by Liz Tomforde. I started reading the Windy City series this year. I have read Windy City, Right Move, Caught Up, and I'm hoping to read Play Along in January. But In Her Own League by Liz Tomforde comes out on March 3rd. So this book is about Reese, who is the first female MLB team owner, and there's a workplace romance with Emmett Montgomery, Kai and Isaiah's coach. Okay. I'm very excited. Even just with the one story that I've read that has Monty in it, I love him. I'm very excited. Catch me on release day. And then for book number 15, I have Game On by Navassa, which comes out on March 31st. This is the 3rd book of the Into the Darkness series with Lights Out and Caught Up. This is about Tyler, who is Josh's roommate, and the FMC's name is Stella. And Tyler blackmails Stella into pretending to be his girlfriend to get revenge on her family. It's enemies to lover, forced proximity, and fake dating. I'm very excited, but a little scared. Controversial opinion, I did not hate Caught Up. I actually quite liked it, but whatever. But I don't like Tyler at all. Having to see him have like a character arc, I'm a little scared, okay? I'm not gonna lie. But I will be listening to this on audiobook because that is where these books shine. But again, I'm scared. I'm scared. So if someone wants to buddy read this, hold my hand maybe while we listen. For book number 16, I have The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a young adult fantasy about Calissa, who escapes a bad breakup by staying at her great aunt's B&B in Vermont, only to discover that the inn is a magical gateway to otherworld and ends up helping various guests with otherworldly problems. I'm very excited. I love Once Upon a Broken Heart. If you didn't know, it's my favorite series ever. I want a book that feels like a fairy tale. And this feels like it could feel like a fairy tale. I cannot wait. And then for the last new release I have is The Escape Game by Marissa, Meyer and Tamara Moss. This book also comes out on April 7th. This is a YA murder mystery that takes place on and around the set of an escape room TV show. And Miss Angelos was found murdered on the set of last season, making the new episodes a bit tense. I love YA. I am 23 years old and I love YA, but I don't know, this book just sounds so interesting. Okay, sue me. Sue me. I like YA mystery. I think they're fun. They're not too spooky scary. I get scared. I have nightmares. Now we are going to bust into the series I want to read in 2026. So the first one is the Sugarlake series by Emily McIntire. This first one is Beneath the Stars. This is a contemporary, interconnected, small town romance series. I don't know how many books are in this series. That's maybe something I should have like looked up or something. There's also a playlist, and the first song is Rewrite the Stars. Are you kidding me? I'm so excited. Just a cutesy little romance series as a palate cleanser. Can never hurt. And then next I have Beartown by Frederick Bachman. So this is about a small town in the Swedish forest who is very passionate about their junior ice hockey team. There ends up being a violent incident that kind of shatters the community. There is 3 books in this, I do know that. Other than that, I don't know much. I think it might break my heart, maybe put it back together. I hope put it back together, but I don't know. I've never read a Frederick Bachman book. And then I have another romance series. It's the DC Stars series by Chelsea Curto. This is about a fictional hockey team where each book follows a different player's love story. I think the first one is the first female player in the NHL. I know there's one about an amputee. I'm very excited, okay? Okay, sue me. And then after all my cutesy love, I need something that's going to shatter my soul. So that's where the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh comes in. This is according to Google, an emotionally intense coming-of-age romance saga set at fictional Tommen College in Cork, Ireland, focusing on a teenage rugby players and their relationships as they navigate trauma, first love, and complex family issues. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this series. I feel like I'm finally ready to take the leap this year. I'm excited, I'm scared, I'm everything in between. I don't really know. And then y'all, don't hate me for this next series, okay? I've never read it. It is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. If you don't know anything about this book, have you been living under a rock? I have, apparently. But basically, this is a dystopian YA that takes place in a future where the capital forces each of its 12 districts to send 2 children, a boy and a girl, to fight to the death in a televised annual event called the Hunger Games. There are 3 original books and then 2 other books. And Sunrise on the Reaping came out this year. I felt a little bit of FOMO that I couldn't read it. My little brother owns all the books. He just got a box set for Christmas, so I will be stealing them from him. I'm ready to see what the hype is about, and maybe I'll read them in time for the Sunrise on the Reaping movie to come out, so I can get in on the hype. Okay, we're at book number 23 now. Belladonna by Adeline Grace. So this follows Signa Farrow, who can see ghosts and has death as her constant companion as she investigates a potential poisoning at her eccentric relative's gloomy estate. This is a dark romance with Death himself while navigating high society and family secrets. This is on my January TBR. I do have the entire trilogy, so I'm hoping to read the entire trilogy in January, February. I'm very excited. This is like a gothic dark fantasy, and I'm just so excited. Like I don't know why I'm so excited. Again, I've never read anything like that. I haven't really read a lot of stories where death is personified, so that is really cool to me. I've never really read a story about poison. I just think it's unique. It seems fresh. The covers are absolutely stunning. I've heard nothing but great things. Up next, Lightlark by Alex Astor. Every 100 years, a deadly game is held on the magical island of Lightlark, where rulers from 6 cursed realms compete for power, with one ruler destined to die to break the curses. This is kind of a series that I've heard mixed things about, but I'm excited to go into with an open mind. I know that, again, a new book just came out in this series, and I'm not sure, I don't think that's the end of the series. I don't know, it kind of gives Caraval vibes a little bit with the game aspect, but other than that, I'm very excited to get into this and see what my thoughts and opinions are, whether I like it or don't. Okay guys, 2 more, and these are 2 heavy hitters, so please prepare yourselves. The 25th book and series I plan to read this year is Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. Okay, I know. It's a hefty series. I'm excited. So this is about twin sisters, Darcy and Tori, who discover they are long lost Fae princesses and must attend the dangerous Zodiac Academy to learn magic and claim their throne. I thought this was like Harry Potter for adults. TikTok told me I was wrong, but it is a bully romance. I know that now. I don't know if I've ever really read a full like bully romance, so I'm intrigued. And also I've heard that it's like trashy reality TV in a book, and I'm so excited. I love trashy reality TV. I love Love Island. I love Love is Blind. I love Jersey Shore, literally anything like that. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, yes please. This first book is also on my January TBR. I'm very excited. I know that it's going to take me a fat minute to read the whole series, but listen up, I will be posting reading vlogs for it, so I hope to get to it. I'm like foaming at the mouth excited, you don't even understand. Also, I bought this at the Barnes & Noble 25% off sale. They didn't have the 2nd or the 3rd book, so I bought the 1st one and the 4th one. When Target has their buy 2 get 1 free sale, I'm gonna go crazy. The last and certainly not least series I want to read in 2026 is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is about a teenage assassin, Selena, who is freed from a brutal prison camp to compete in a deadly tournament to become the king's champion. I will be reading Assassin's Blade first. This is just the only one I own. My roommate, this is like her favorite book series. She has it tattooed on her, so I'm very excited. I have very high hopes. I have read the first 3 books in the ACOTAR series, but I'm excited to bust in to this. There will also be a reading vlog for this. Here's kind of my plan, guys, for the year. I plan on posting at least 1 video a week. I am hoping Saturdays at noon Central is when they will be uploaded. Those are going to mostly be more vlogs, like read with me for a week. I plan on doing reading vlogs for pretty much all of these books, once a month uploading a Read My 26 with me, but series like Throne of Glass and Zodiac Academy will have their own full reading vlogs. But then I'm also hoping to post a 2nd video every week on Wednesday, again at noon Central, to be more of a sit down yappy kind of video. Get to know me more, whatever. But that's kind of all I have for you today. Let me know what books you want to read in 2026, and also what were your best books of 2025? Have you read any of the books I plan on reading this year, and what were your thoughts on them? I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Say it back.